Tonight we have yet another show regarding our Lennox that has literally touched thousands of people all across the world. I am looking at the chat, and at the moment we have got 32 people on the chat. If anybody's listening to the show, if you just go further down on Blog Talk Radio, there is a chat underneath the actual link. So please come and join us on there, and everybody please join onto Blog Talk Radio and put your views onto the wall. Obviously, we need to keep a thing on our language because at the end of the day, there could be children that are onto the chat. So obviously, but let's, at the end of the day, ranting to a degree, as you all know, I'm very good at it, but let's share links on the wall that if you find something and you want to share it on the wall, please do so. Let's have this as a place where we can actually keep sharing the links for Lennox. Now, we are going to have Howard Epstein and also Joanne Hull onto the show. Just in case anybody's listening and thinks, what's all this kerfuffle about a Lennox? You need to go to a link. It is www.savelennox.co.uk. So I'll just say that again, www.savelennox.co.uk. And also for any of my listeners that usually ring in for psychic readings, we will not be doing any readings tonight. It is just for Lennox tonight. BSL laws and anything with regard to that, anybody can please give me a call in on 347-327-9694. That's 347-327-9694. Or if you're calling in from the UK, it's 001 347-327-9694. Now, as much as you all know, I'm absolutely brilliant at ranting. Please, if you do call into the show, please be careful of your language and everything. But at the end of the day, the show is for a rant. I am not being funny. It is past the let's just pass an email. Let's just think. We are down to hours now. It is literally down to minutes. We don't know when or what's going to happen next. And for that, I'm going to first of all bring Howard on the line. Hi, Howard. How are you doing?
Hello, Sue, my friend. It's been a tough couple of nights for all of us, and there was an official statement released from the family, if you would like me to read it.
Yes, certainly.
Okay, this is an official statement from the family, so just bear with me because I'm very choked up today, as all of us. We would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you again for your messages of support. We are sorry to say at the present time, Belfast City Council seems to be intent on killing our boy. Despite previous assurances otherwise, we have been denied the opportunity to say goodbye. We have also been told that we cannot collect his body and bring Len home. We have been informed, however, that we will receive some ashes in the mail. When I read this, I broke into complete tears. I've been on your show. This is the 5th time, Sue. I try to remain strong, but this is, and I do want to preface, Lennox is still alive. I'm still hoping for an 11th hour miracle. But, my heart goes out to the family and everyone on all the pages. I can't even mention names. It's just been something that has literally united people. And as we've said, the God-dog laws have got to change. This cannot happen again. What this poor family has been through, none of us should go through this. No one on earth should have to go through what this family has gone through. And from everybody, I just want to tell them the world is behind them. We respect them, we admire them, and we love them so much.
Absolutely. I mean, how many times have we said this so many times? At the end of the day, I hear people, do you know what I mean? Some of the messages I've heard, and let's face it, there's been some idiots as well, and some of them are saying, oh, what's it got to do with us, and blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, the way this law is going at the moment, anybody could have that knock on the door at any time. So anybody who's thinking, oh, it's not my dog or whatever, let me just put you in perspective here. If they think that they can do this to Lennox, this is opening up the door for everybody else's dog. Nobody's dog is going to be safe because they can literally go into a house, take a tape measure and say, oh, by the way, we've got a warrant, and that's it. So if anybody thinks that your dog's okay and you're not going to be affected, wakey, wakey, rise and shine, join the links, have a look, and you'll see for yourself, they don't care. These people really don't care. I'm going to say thousands. I wouldn't even like to say how many people are actually behind Lennox at the moment. Thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people are literally stood behind him, and they are still not listening. You know, what is it going to take, Howard? What on earth is it that we have missed?
The story's been on CNN, NBC. It's all broken today. People are sending stuff in. I mean, it's literally now getting the coverage. I mean, and I have to say, Sue, you were probably the first to cover this, and now it's gone. It's all over the world. The whole world knows, and I just don't understand it. We have said this, and it boggles my mind. Why don't they let him go? They won't even let him. They cannot even be rehomed because I believe a statement was made this morning that he's still a danger. A danger to who? To who? That's what
I'll tell you what, Howard. There is an absolute bigger danger, and Belfast City Council, if you're listening, this is not a threat, this is a promise. If you think at the end of the day that Lennox is dangerous, God help you if anything happens to Lennox, because the whole world is going to be against you. You are going to be one very, very, very lonely place. I tell you what, I am so angry. Do you know what, Howard? I am sick of this pussyfooting about, let's send an email, let's send a link. It's beyond that now. I just think everybody's just had enough. It's just absolute ludicrous. How can all these thousands and thousands and thousands of people, right, be just wrong? If Belfast City Council is anybody from Belfast City Council, I don't care if you ring in the show and you're anonymous, by all means you are welcome to ring and I am listening to you, all right? Anybody from Belfast City Council, if you are one of them people that are willing to put Lennox down tomorrow, you ring in the show and you tell me exactly what it is that he's actually done that has got him to where he is today. Because let's face it, everybody keeps saying to me, well, there's two sides. Yes, there is two sides, and they have got my permission to ring in the show tonight, and I'm going to get every single person that's ringing in tonight on this show, even if it's for 2 minutes. Now, at the end of the day, I've got 45 people in this chat, going up to 46. I need everybody to share this link to this show to everywhere. I'm talking Belfast City Council, newspapers, TV, everywhere. Share this link. This is where they can actually hear our voices and they will listen to what we've got to say, because enough is enough. There is no way that we are going to stand here and let Lennox be, and I'm not even going to say put down because that's too polite. How on earth you think you're going to murder him? I will never, ever know. And I know for a fact, and I know what everybody else is going to say to this, and I'm going to get blown out of the sky, but at the end of the day, do not think that if you put him down, us lot are just going to say, well, that's a shame, because I'm telling you right now, there is no way we're just going to walk away from this. This is going to carry on. If you do anything to Lennox, I am swear on my life, there'll be a show every single night with Ask Sue until this law is changed, because it is ridiculous. We've had enough. All these thousands of people cannot be wrong.
You know, one thing I wanted to say, and this is my opinion only, it seems to me that their mind was made up from the day they took Lennox.
If that being the case, Howard, why did they knew that
that's only my
if they thought that they were right, they would have had him put down.
Yeah,
No, sorry, they would have murdered him earlier. They know that they are wrong. They know they're wrong. They've not come out. They've not done any statements. No, nothing, have they? At the end of the day, not live. If they thought they were right, they'd be on the front of these papers, on these TV shows and everything else, saying why they are doing it.
Yeah, they had no.
They'd have proof. They've got nothing.
I know. There's never been an explanation. So what I'm saying is, was their mind made up already? That's what I'm. That's what I'm asking. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. No explanation. Nothing. Was this? From the day that I'm just questioning, from the day they took him, was it a done deal already? I mean, he's still alive, but it seems to me after 2 years, no statements, not letting that little, the girl, the daughter go see. I mean, how heartless can someone be? That's what I don't.
And then I'm reading as well. I mean, obviously it's really hard for me because I go onto Facebook and everywhere, and we're reading these things. So at the end of the day, let me just say anything. We do not know that everything that we say is 100%. I am going by what I read, okay? So if anybody wants to shoot me down saying, you said this, you said the other, I'm doing exactly what everybody else is saying, right? What everybody else is reading. So if I've read something on Facebook and it's wrong, let me just say I apologise in advance. I am trying to make sure that everything that I say is confirmed before I say it. But I have read various different things on Facebook, and I just think, Oh my goodness, what on earth is going to be next? They're just saying, I've read before that apparently they're not going to let him have, they're not going to be allowed to have his body. They're
Correct.
not going to, they might be able to have some ashes.
May.
What?
Yeah.
What the hell in God's name is all that about?
That's the problem. That is the problem. What is, the question is, what is not being told? It's not what is being told, what is not being told. That to me is, that to me is the big
Do you know
question.
what? My thing is, they won't let them have the body, because at the end of the day, the body would be proof that they have cruelly treated him while he's been in there for 2 years. Why has nobody seen him for 2 years?
Correct. And so,
if they've got nothing to hide at all, bring him out. Show the world, before you do what you say is the right thing, bring him out here and let's see him beforehand. And let's see if we can then have you lot in court, because at the end of the day, you've cruelly treated him. Where's the RSPCA or whatever it may be in Belfast? All about this cruelty to this, that and the other. So why aren't they not doing anything about them? Let's turn the tables round. What courts can we put them in? Before, or if before they do something or whatever, let's just turn it back round here. What rules have they broken?
Correct. And you know what? I want to say something. So I was watching a friend of mine has a special needs dog for their daughter. I'm not sure exactly what she has, and let me tell you, that dog is her life. What kind of message is this sending to the world? I mean, that girl needs her little angel, Lennox. First of all, what kind of message does this send to the youth of this world? Follow the laws, be a good citizen, what's the bonds that they've done, everything they're supposed to do, and then they take the door. What kind, it starts with the youth. This is the future of our world here. How can this happen? I mean, these, I don't care if it's a kid or whatever, people need these guys, they need their dogs with them. It's just heartbreaking. And
absolutely.
And, my big concern is what is the message being sent to the children of this country, not let alone the adults. But, a kid is very impressionable. Kids are so impressionable. And, it's like I saw someone in the event room the other night saying they went up to their mom and said, "Mom, who could do such a thing to this little guy, Lennox?" And I broke down when I read it. I didn't know, usually I'm pretty good with my mouth. I can usually answer pretty well. But I didn't know what to say, Sue. I did not have an answer. I couldn't say anything. I didn't know what to say to them.
Absolutely. Well, do you know what? I've got my daughter who's 11 and her name's Emma, and she is one of these. I know before now we found a fox cub on the road, and it was already dead. And she picked, we looked at it and we were looking at it, and Emma looked at me. She went, "Mummy, Mummy," and I said, "What?" She went, "Mummy, save it, save it." And I showed her the picture of Lennox, and I was telling the story as best I could without doing too much. And she went, "Mum, so why are they doing it? What?" And we think, how are you supposed to answer? What are we actually supposed to say?
I know. I mean, what do you say? What do you say?
You know what I mean? There isn't an answer, is there, at the end of the day? And let's face it, we're saying to kids, always work together as a team, always do this, that, and the other. We're all doing that, and then still, look what's happening.
And
it's just absolutely crazy, to say the least.
I think I asked this on your last show. Do any of the members of the BBC have pets themselves? I wonder.
Don't even go. Do you know what? It's so funny. I am getting quite known for Ask Sue show with a rant. I tell you what, I mean, you've heard it before. I mean, I just get onto it and I just lose my head totally. Now, I've just got to read a couple of things, Howard, that's going on in the chat at the moment.
Okay.
Hold a minute. Now, right. Yes, I am going to be taking calls from the listeners. I'm being asked on there. Now, where am I? I've just got to say about hold a minute. We've got a 10 p.m. At 10 p.m. they're having a candles in Belfast. At 10 p.m. tonight, candlelight vigil at Belfast City Hall for those of us too far away to attend the candlelight vigil outside Belfast City Council. Please light a candle for Lennox. Do you know what? I really wanted to say a bit more about where we could put them candles and collect them all together, but I'm not going to even go there because that'd be far too much of a rant.
Now
everybody will know where I'm coming from.
You behave yourself, young lady.
Listen, I've already quite openly said if anybody could get me a vehicle, or, you know, because me and Joanne Hull, we wanted to go to Belfast to actually get there because we wanted to be voices at Belfast, because I feel like totally wasted here at the minute. It's just people are saying to me, share links, share emails and everything else, and I'm thinking, it just doesn't seem enough somehow. It really just doesn't seem enough. So, right, the other thing is I have asked anybody who wants to email but can't ring into the studio that I will actually read some emails. Now, let me just say before I start, I will do this, but at the end of the day, please realise that swear words and everything else and rants, I can't say. Believe you me, if I could, I'd be saying a lot more myself. So I'm having to control myself, so please do. Right, Anne Morris put, nonetheless, the United Kingdom has a breed-specific ban on American Staffordshire Terriers, more commonly known as pit bulls, which was extended to Northern Ireland last year under the Dangerous Dogs Act 1997. Pit bull type dogs can be put down if they're deemed a danger to the public, something that Lennox family argue has not been proven. Can someone please answer this, or am I being thick? If this only came into force last year, how come they have had him for 2 years?
Unbelievable.
There's so many questions, isn't there, to Belfast City Council that not one of them has been actually been answered.
And, you know, Sue, another point is that we brought up, the dog was DNA tested. It's not a pit bull.
Exactly.
It was DNA tested. Like I said on your last show, there's been people convicted of murder or exonerated of murder. They just had a guy on the news. He was in jail for 18 years. It showed the DNA proved he didn't do it. So is DNA not good enough for them? Is there something that I'm missing?
Well, you do realise, Howard, if they, at the end of the day, murder him tomorrow, you do realise we can go to the prison and go and let all them out that have been proven by DNA because it's just not strong enough.
No comment on that one.
You know, that's the way it goes, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's good for one is good for them all. Let's face it, we've got, and my biggest rant is, we've got paedophiles and God knows what on our streets that are put on a list, and I say list with a massive rant around it, but let's say, you know, we've got paedophiles. Now, they are literally, some of them, now let me just say, I'm not saying everybody, not all of them on the list do reoffend, but some do. But we give them a chance and we put them back on our streets because they're on a list which is being controlled by, and I say controlled in capital letters, by the police and government and everything else. So, okay, let's put Lennox on a list.
Yeah.
There is less chance of him doing anything, let's face it, probably 1% at the end of the day of him doing something than them doing anything, but we can put them on a list. And let's face it, it could be living next door to any of our listeners today.
That's right.
But that's okay.
That's right. I mean,
how does that one work?
And I'd like to know also how much money has been spent on all this. I mean, you know, it's just unbelievable how much it's probably cost the taxpayers there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, again, Belfast City Council, welcome to the show. Come and ring in. I would love you to come and rant at me. I am more than prepared and ready for it. Right, next email from Amy. Good afternoon. First, I'd like to thank you for doing this for Lennox. It is my absolute pleasure. Also, I'd also like to know why is Belfast doing this to an innocent dog? It has been proven Lennox is not even a pit bull, but even if he was, he has never been a danger to anyone. The Queen's own daughter has a pit bull that has bit numerous times, yet she is allowed to keep him. Oh, that's a new one on me. We'll talk about that in a minute. I have read where Lennox was stolen 1 year before BSL went into effect in Belfast, and the reason he was stolen, the Barnes family spoke out again, BSL. Hence the reason he was stolen. Belfast, the world is watching you, praying you will come to your senses and free Lennox now. Don't let the world, including your own people, remember you with blood on your hands. Thank you very much, Amy. So, if anybody actually knows anything about, let me just read that. The Queen's own daughter has a pit bull, that has bit numerous times, yet she is allowed to keep him. If anybody knows where that story is, or pictures or whatever, please put it onto the chat so we can share that around Facebook. I think that's quite an interesting one.
Yeah, that's interesting, but it could be, Sue, I've seen, as you said, I'd like to see it verified if it's true, because as you and I know, we have seen...
Absolutely. This is why I'm saying we need to have pictures, if anybody can find the story of that. Again. Exactly. Edward, Lennox is a worldwide hero. This is what happened... what happened tonight in Belfast is going to go as viral as the injustice and abuse. I have seen since I became aware of the Lennox situation. We, the Lennox Army, will be and have heard all over the earth. The President set regarding an innocent Belfast dog will shake the globe, and particularly the BCC, Northern Ireland and the UK. There will be no recovering if they kill Lennox. It has gone way too far. Free Lennox. The world loves him. Edward Edge. The time has arrived for Lennox vindication. Okay, let's go. I've got quite a few, so I'll very quickly go through these. Hold on a minute. Let me just go down a bit further. Dear Lennox, you have become larger than life, a symbol for freedom and the right to life, liberty and the pursuit of happiness, a metaphor for the strugglers around the world against dictatorships, corrupt local governments and officials, minority profiling and stereotyping. Countries from A to Z have joined you in your fight for life. Argentina, Australia, Belgium, Brazil, Bosnia, British Columbia, Canada, Colombia, England, France, Georgia, Hawaii, India, Italy, Japan, Malaysia, Mexico, New Zealand, and all of the others, sorry. Lennox has 195,560 signatures on its Save Lennox petition and several Facebook pages advocating for his release and an end to breed-specific legislation. And that's from Mary Davis, the Lennox Liberty Army in Jackson, Mississippi. I think I've got one more to read. People are identifying with Lennox. They see our officials try to control our lives, even in what appears to them to be less important areas like a dog. But we do not want our family members seized. Yes, we consider our pets family because they have a certain look. And whisked away, never to be seen again. All too familiar to some. It is scary, and we wonder what or who is next. The story has touched a nerve worldwide. You should not take it lightly. Mary, Mississippi. So, it just blows me away. It really does absolutely blow me away. Honestly, I cannot believe it. It just, every day you just think there's going to be more. Can I just say, at this moment in time, Howard, and I am just about to jump round this living room, if we can get one more... We've got 100 people in chat.
Wow.
100 people in chat. This needs to be shared. We need to keep sharing the show because this is where the voice is actually going to be heard. So I'm not even, sorry, I can't even name you all because some of you are guests, but every single yes, we're up to 100. Yes.
Wow, that's great.
100 people in chat. Well done. 101. Keep sharing the links. Everybody, thank you very, very much. Everybody's in the chat. It keeps flashing from 100 to 101. So whoever's not quite in the chat, get in, would you? 102. Very well done.
Keep going.
That's absolutely fantastic.
And Sue?
Everybody, go on.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You go ahead.
No, Howard, go on. Let me have a break.
Okay.
Go on.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to say that in the worldwide Go Blue in support of Lennox, we are up to 4,633.
Oh, brilliant. This guy, I'll tell you what, hold on. And ask Sue, round of applause for Howard.
No.
No, you have worked really, really hard. All of us have. And do you know what? I will be absolutely mind blown if they do actually kill him tomorrow. I will actually be open and honest. I am concerned of what will happen if they do. And that's me, straight from my heart. It is, doesn't even bear to think about. So everybody, just keep sharing the links, keep calling all of them numbers, and at the end of the day, just do whatever you've got to do, okay? Just keep sharing the links, emails, phone people, tell friends, everything, because at the end of the day, it is now not literally days, weeks we've got. This is hours.
Yep, it is.
We don't even know how many hours. It could be literally 3. How do we know? But all I'm going to say to you is please, please, please keep sharing everywhere. Share this show as well, because at the end of the day they can actually hear our voices, and we are going to go to the phone lines now and get some of you to actually say your piece. Please, 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 let me remind you, we do not need any foul language. Foreign language is allowed, but not any more, otherwise I would have to start.
You know, Sue, I did want to
so
say
Howard, please stay on the line and have a listen, and then I'd like you to comment to whatever they say as well, okay?
Okay, great.
So, area code 717, welcome to the Lennox Show. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Oh,
hello?
Full of rants tonight.
I'm physically, I'm okay. Mentally, I'm not doing well.
Join the club.
Okay.
Hi, Howard.
Hi. Hello, how are you?
Hi, Sue. Good. How are you?
Okay, we're
this
just
is Amy McIntyre.
So whereabouts are you calling from, and what's your name?
I'm calling from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and this is Amy McIntyre.
Oh, Amy, nice to hear your voice.
Yes.
Hi, buddy. Hi,
yes.
Amy.
Finally put a voice to the typing, huh?
Yes, it is. It is after all this time. I have to tell you guys, I just want to say something. Amy has been a staunch supporter of the events, the pages, and Patrick, and she is truly one amazing lady. I have to say that.
And I, for one, will never give up on Lennox.
Good.
Never.
Well done. Absolutely.
I do not believe. I believe they're abusing him, and that's why they will not let the family see him. And I believe he's in horrid conditions. And,
yes, that's what I believe too.
You know, and
absolutely.
You know, the thought has crossed my mind also. Did they send him to a research lab?
Oh,
so
I tell you what, don't even put
not.
that into my mind, because I can feel a massive rant coming to that. That doesn't even bear to think about.
I know, me either. But that thought has popped into my mind, and there's so many reasons they won't allow this family to see this dog. And Belfast, I hope you're listening, because if you kill Lennox, the blood will be on your hands. And
absolutely.
You will cause ruin.
You know, yeah. You know, one thing I will say, like I've heard people say, if indeed they took good care of him, where are the pictures? Where are the pictures?
Absolutely.
Well,
and, you know,
the last picture was, what, in April?
I believe so, Amy, but don't quote me on that.
And all that fur was missing and everything. If they still have him there, he's been abused and neglected. And that poor dog, he just has to be safe. He can't die after all this.
Yeah, it's just...
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just...
the Blue Army isn't going to let it happen.
No. No, not just the Blue Army. The whole world is not going to let this happen. Definitely not. No way. There will be consequences. Absolutely. So how much is it actually spread over the water then? Because obviously I'm in the UK. How much is it actually getting spread around you then as well?
Oh, tons. I believe there's people, actually members of the Blue Army that are from the UK.
Yeah.
And they're planning on a candlelight vigil at the embassy over there tonight.
Yeah. It's just crazy. I just think it's absolutely crazy. I think the world has gone absolutely mad, and I believe that if they go and let this go, I think it's just absolutely crazy. Right, I need to just very quickly say out the number, because poor Joe is trying to get the number. Joe, it is 001 347 327 9694. I'll just put it on the chat. Poor Joe's trying to get the number to call in the show. Apparently I'm ranting too much.
Sue, you never ran. You never ran.
At this point, oh, sorry, Howard.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
We're all ranting. This is, like Sue said, like Howard said, this is not stationed only in the UK. This is worldwide. And
absolutely.
I mean, they're going to pay the price.
Yeah, and
absolutely.
Yeah, and as we've said, Amy, and I'll say it again, and I know you agree with me, my heart, and everyone out there, I will speak for everybody, and I have to say this, our heart just goes out to the family so much, because, as upset and as angry as we are, like Sue and I said, we can't even imagine how they feel. I mean, it's just beyond my comprehension. I have my little girl Rosie, and I couldn't even think about if someone came in and took her like that. It's just, it's your family. It's your family, and it's just heartbreaking. So if the family is listening, we love you, we admire you, we respect you, and trust me, the laws will change. We are not going to allow this. This has to stop, like Amy said. It cannot happen again to another family.
I myself am the proud owner of 4 pit bulls.
Absolutely.
I have my Diamond, Red, Blue, and Lady. I'm the proud owner of 4 pit bulls. Not one of them is aggressive.
Exactly.
Not one.
But do you know what? There's a much...
Lennox.
Do you know what?
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Do you know what? There's a much worse breed than any dog, and do you know what that is?
What's that?
The human race itself.
Exactly. There you go.
Do you know what? All I can say is, if they think that Lennox is bad, God help them when they see what this world that is behind Lennox is all about. They think that he's bad. They don't even know the half of what we're going to be like. So, this just needs to be shared and shared and shared and shared. And I am just reading, Bernadette's just put, my post on Queen Elizabeth's Facebook page has been deleted. Do you know what? I tell you what, I wonder if it'd be a different ball game if we got a dog warden to go round to the Queen's house and went and took one of her corgis, and she saw a picture on Facebook of her corgi with half his fur hanging out and everything else looking like a goodness knows what. I'm sure it would be a different thing then, wouldn't it?
Oh, it definitely would. Money and power.
Absolutely ridiculous. Absolute ridiculous. I'm sorry, I have just got a total rant in my head, and I'm really sorry in advance.
And
right.
I'm sorry.
Well, I've got to go. Sorry, I've got to go on to the next caller because we've got quite a few people wanting to say their piece. Thanks ever so much for calling into the show.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sue and Howard, for allowing me to participate.
Take care, Amy. Love you.
It is fine.
Okay,
please keep sharing the link for the show.
Yes, I definitely will. I saved it in my favorites. And free Lennox now.
Absolutely. Hear, hear. Thanks very much.
Okay.
Cheers.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Right, I would just like, again, to thank everybody who's in the chat room. I'm sorry, I'm juggling back and two, but to believe this or not, we have got 124 people in that chat room at the moment.
Let's go for 300.
Sorry?
Let's go for 300 or 400. Keep going. Come on, guys.
Yes. Just keep sharing the link to the show. Just literally, and if there's any links that you think might be good for us to be sharing, please, please, please put it onto the chat so all of us can actually share it. We're up to 125 people on the chat, so thank you very much to everybody who's in the chat, every single one of you. Now we'll go to our next caller, which is area code 513. Hi, welcome to the show.
Hi, Sue. It's Natasha from Canine Justice Network.
Hi, Natasha. How are you doing?
Hi, Natasha.
Good. I don't know if you guys remember chatting with me before.
I'll be honest, I've chatted so many times, I never know where I am.
Yeah, we were.
Explain who you are, tell everybody, and rant away.
Yeah, last time we talked, actually, you started that group for Linux, the We Will Not Let You Kill Linux group.
Absolutely, I remember. Yep.
I'm just absolutely shocked. We ourselves, Canine Justice Network here in Cincinnati, we had put out a press release on the North Country Gazette directly to ACC saying that we also would take Lennox and pay for all expenses. Of course, you know, just like Victoria Stilwell and Caesar, to no avail has that done anything. My concern, I guess the reason I'm calling today, I just have a lump in my throat, in my heart, I think we all do. I want to know what people are actually going to do if they do kill this dog. Is anyone really going to do anything? Because I don't know. You know what I mean?
Can I just say something? From my personal opinion, I have got no intention of, and I'm not going to say put him to sleep because that's wrong. If they murder him tomorrow, none of us, as far as I'm concerned, will let this just pass.
That's my concern, because I feel like they don't think we're really going to do anything. And I almost feel like we need to get together and come up with an idea of what we're going to do. Maybe we present that now, not violence or anything like that, obviously, because as far as what I've read, I've understood that his time was up as of midnight last night. The 28-day reprieve was as of midnight last night. So that's my concern. What are we going to do? You know, people want to turn their profiles a certain picture. And I'm not putting those people down. They're trying. They care. But in all due respect, that's not going to do anything. You know, I don't want to see, if they do murder him tomorrow and I wake up and I see a picture of Lennox with a lit candle next to it and we'll always remember you, that's going to piss me off. It's not enough. They don't want to feel. I don't want to see that. And you know, if that happens, you guys, you know we're going to see it, and that'll be the extent of, oh, we'll never forget you. No. This is much bigger than that.
Well, I think we need more people like Sue out there who's done this show. I will say that and Sue knows about it, I created my event that started out with 200 invitations. It's now close to 5,000 people. I started these events for Patrick the Miracle Dog, and it has truly created awareness. When I started my events for Patrick last March, a lot of people didn't hear about him, and a lot of people do. I started the events. I told people what I am going to do is, and I've talked to Sue about it, I'm going to create an event in honor, no matter what happens, in honor of Lennox and BSL. And Sue and I have talked about it. I'm going to start the event on Facebook. Sue's going to help us. I'm going to tell people to print up flyers, go to your vets, go to the shelters, put them up on lampposts. And I agree, you know, candles are great, but we've got to create, like I said to Sue, the awareness. And as I said, my little event started with 250 people. It's now 5,000, and people have told people, and people have told people. So, you know, the candles are wonderful if it makes people feel good, but like I said to Sue, it's word of mouth. Everyone has got to know. Someone's got to tell them.
Yes, absolutely.
And I've said this before on your Sue show, and I'll say it again. Call up a friend after the show. Tell them to call a friend. We've got to spread the word.
Also, they need to keep sharing this show, because at the end of the day, this is where they actually hear voices. At the end of the day, we have got, let me just have a look now, we have got 150 people in the chat room. Now, I want to apologise. Do you know what? It's going up. We've actually got now 154. Within 2 seconds of me saying that, it's gone up by 4. Everybody, please keep sharing this. Tell everybody that people are allowed to call in. We are going to keep on. I'm just reading Princess Anne's dog bites 2 children. Now, if anybody can actually find these links to this, I want to read this properly. So please don't think, at the end of the day, I'm trying to flick from my email to Facebook to my chat. So if anybody's got any links they want to tell me, please try and put them onto the chat a few times, and so people can keep on reading this and passing it on. So please keep sharing. And I apologise for if I'm missing things that's going on in the chat. I apologise.
Sue?
You know,
I just got this on the event.
We just need to sharing this all the time.
I just got this on the event page. I don't want to read the person's name, but I know they're reputable. For your information, there are peaceful protests planned in London and all around the UK on Saturday against BSL and DDA. Something is going to be done. That was just posted in the event room.
Absolutely. I am all for that. The thing is, I want to have Lennox get-togethers all over the world. The ones, if I had my way, and if anybody's listening who actually owns, I don't care if it's a plane, an airport, whatever you've got, a bus, I don't care. Joanne Hawley's going to be on the show, actually. Let me just see. I think I've got her here. Hold on.
Hello.
Hi, Jo. How are you doing?
Hello.
Now, this lady here, Joanne Hull, me and Joanne are prepared to go to Belfast if we can sort out the transport to get there. If anybody is willing to help me and Joe get to Belfast with a return flight to get, obviously we need to come home at some point, but we are willing to go out there and actually report to people to exactly what is going on and to help with... Sorry?
How much do you need?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't even looked at it. We've actually had people ringing up EasyJet and all sorts.
Let me know.
Okay. So if anybody wants to help us, we'll sort out an email address in a minute. If anybody wants to help us or whatever, if anybody's got any transport or they've got a bus or they've got a private plane, whatever you've got, me and Joe really want to go to Belfast and we want to be there because at the end of the day, we want to be talking direct to people and we want to report back to everybody exactly what's going on. So if anybody wants to help with that, I'll tell you what, I'll give you my email address. AskSueUK@gmail.com. I'll say that again. It's AskSueUK@gmail.com. And if anybody wants to send a link to the airports or whatever, by all means, send my email address, links or anything you want over to them. That would be great. Sorry, I think I need to stop ranting.
Can I ask you a quick question? And then
yes,
I
certainly.
want to keep you guys. Okay. The other thing I was just kind of thinking in my head too. You guys have said this earlier, and I've been thinking this for weeks. You know, I do believe that they are abusing this dog, and he is in awful shape because there's just no other explanation as to why he wouldn't be seen. There's just none. If that's the case, whether he, does get out of this or not, who can, I don't think myself as an American citizen can do anything, but who and will anyone do anything about that? Will anyone...
Joanne, any ideas?
No.
Yeah, well, I don't know whether Northern Ireland, they have different rules, but, we all know that
they obviously do, yes.
should be able to step in. But I think that if this is the case, which seems the most obvious reason why we're not seeing this dog now, I think there has to be some sort of legal battle against the BCC for the care of the dog.
And who is going to start that battle? I guess that's my big question.
Yeah.
Well, I think with the coverage this dog's had with everybody, I think the public opinion will start it, and then obviously the lawyers, somebody will fund the lawyers. I just think out of a national campaign, something will happen where it will get started. I still believe, like many others do, that Lennox is alive. I don't believe the rumours that he's dead. With the work I do, my gut feeling is he's alive. I think it purely is the condition of the dog. They're sort of damned if they do, damned if they don't, because if they let the dog go and people see the condition, they're going to get it. If they kill the dog, they're going to get it. So I think they're living in fear. And for those of you, I've been on the, Stu knows what I'm like, I've been for the last 2 days, morning till late at night, following everything. And from what we can
Brianna, if I may, for a second, what you're saying, I totally agree with you. And when we published our letter to the BCC government, or to whoever's actually, pardon Lennox, we kind of felt maybe the reason why, on top of him being abused or whatnot like that they won't let him go to Victoria Stilwell or Caesar is because that would be a big, public thing and everyone would see the condition. So what we did in our letter, we worded, if there are certain criteria that you would need us to meet to take this dog, we will do whatever it is. If that's something that you don't want people to see pictures right away. Okay, no problem. We won't.
I think it's gone past that point now, though. We have to be honest here. It's gone past that point, and I think that they know that too. And whatever happens, we will want to see either the body of the dog some way or a live body of the dog. Do you know what I mean? It's gone past the point. We don't believe anything now. So everybody wants
the other thing of this,
concrete evidence.
Sorry, but the other part of this is, let's just change this slightly then. Let's go on the other side of the coin. Let's say tomorrow that they do murder him, and they're saying that they're going to send ashes, and I say ashes because, let's face it, could be out of their own fire grate. But at the end of the day, aren't they then getting rid of the evidence that we will need to actually prosecute these?
That was my point of bringing up who could, file charges or whatnot, because they would need to do that, start proceedings almost now.
I think
you'll find
the
the
evidence is going to be gone otherwise.
Everyone. The family would have to start it now. I know a little bit about the crematorium service, and I know that now pet people are now getting their pets' ashes DNA'd to prove that it is their dog or cat or whatever it is coming back to them. So you'll find that they can actually DNA the ashes of the dog, so we will know it's definitely
But
him.
Joanne, DNA doesn't matter in any other aspect of this case. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
I know. Interesting, isn't it?
Sue?
I'm not trying to play devil's advocate. No one, I mean, we're all in this together. I am just so trying to find every loophole that they're going to bring up, if that makes sense, to put a plug in it now so that they can't later.
Sorry, after the show, me and Joanne will actually, and everybody who's listening to the chat, if you go on to the Ask Sue show, there is a group on Facebook called the Ask Sue Show. Join that group, and after the show, me and Joe will put a link together to say that we would like to start proceedings now. I don't really want to even say this, but just in case they murder him tomorrow, we want to start the proceedings. The whole world wants to start proceedings now against Belfast City Council so they do not get rid of any evidence of this cruelty that they've done to this dog.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And we definitely need to start these links straight after the show, so anybody who wants to join, Ask Sue Show on Facebook. I'm sure somebody on my chat will put that straight onto the chat for me. Please put the link onto the Ask Sue Show onto there, and we'll definitely do that after the show.
Sue, can I just jump in? Sorry, I'm just going to jump in here. I've just noticed on Facebook, those of the listeners that are from America, CNN, I've got a message here, and it says, CNN, thank you for expressing your concern for Lennox. HLN's Jane Valette-Mitchell, being the true animal advocate she is interviewing Caroline Barnes, who is Lennox owner.
Wow.
You do not want to miss this. Tune in tonight, 7 p.m. ET on HLN. So I'm assuming that's America.
She has a great show, by the way. I watch her show every night.
Yeah, 7 p.m. tonight.
Great.
She's interviewing Caroline Barnes.
You know, Sue, I did want to say...
if anybody wants to please, obviously some of us can't listen to that, if anybody can actually get to post that on the Ask Sue show,
I'll get that up for you immediately.
Also, just very, very quickly, we know that there's a vigil at this moment in time going on at Belfast City Council offices outside. Now, can everybody, if you know someone who's there, can everybody also get people to vigil outside where the webcam is? Because if you go on to belfastcity.gov.uk, that is the official webcam. And when I've looked on it, you cannot see anybody on there. That's where we want to be, because that's where people will see that we're protesting. So can people please go and, text your friends that are there and say, can you go where the webcam is?
Yes.
Sue, one thing I did want to say, everyone has, questioned if, and I have to have faith that Lennox is alive and how bad he looks. And I've talked about this. I don't know if you ladies are familiar about Patrick the Miracle Dog from New Jersey.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it was the worst case of starvation ever. What happened was, allegedly, they haven't been convicted, she starved him, she tied him to a railing. Allegedly, he was wrapped in plastic, thrown down a garbage chute. He weighed about 15 pounds. When I saw the picture on March 19th, I nearly threw up. Patrick today is 60 pounds. He is happy. He is healthy. So, the world saw that picture, and he's the poster boy for this. So, people are saying, well, Lennox looks terrible. Patrick survived.
Absolutely.
And I do believe that he was chosen, and I still have to have hope in me that an 11th hour miracle will happen here. Like they say, there's an old saying from Yogi Berra, the baseball player, it's not over till it's over. And
absolutely.
As I've said in my group, and bless my grandma, she always told me, if I lose my faith and I lose my hope, I have nothing left.
Absolutely.
Sue, I want to say one last thing, then we'll get through the line for your other callers, because I don't want to take up their time, too. I said this last night on our Facebook page to our fans, and we've been posting as much as possible about Lennox. Some people believe in prayer, some don't. I happen to be one that does, and I've spent a lot of time with God talking about this. And, in the Bible it says something about, if God is for us, who can be against us? And, I believe that in my heart and soul. But prayers, I do think, make a big difference. And I just want to encourage those out there that do believe in the power of prayers, please pray for him. That's all I can do at this point, other than what we've already done. And just keep posting, like you said. And you guys are such a blessing to this whole cause. try not to cry. But I can't thank you guys enough, and you have so many supporters, and you've just given a voice to this whole cause, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, and I would like to thank everybody out there as well. I just think, and I know Sue and Howard feels the same, but thank you everybody for supporting, because it's meant a lot to us as well, because we're trying hard too. But just thank you for all the support.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So thank you very much for joining us on the show, and we'll move on to the next caller, but thank you very much, and please keep sharing the links for us, won't you?
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Cheers. Bye-bye. Now, do you know what? I am just going to say I would like to thank every single 107, all of every single member that is on the chat at the moment, all 177 of you. That is just absolutely fantastic. And after the show, I will put on the Ask Sue Show group a link that will literally be able to share all over the world so that they can actually listen to the show again. So the people that want to come and have a rant on the Ask Sue Show, I am going to try and flick through as many as I can on the show. So please, please, please keep on going, okay? Just keep sharing this show, because this is where they actually hear for the voice, okay? This is where they'll actually be able to hear us saying how we feel, okay? So everybody keep sharing the show.
And
now,
please
sorry,
also, please also, everybody listening, I know there's lots of you out there, please, Sue and I really want to go to Belfast City. If there's any way you can get us there in the morning, let us know. We'll go. We'll actually go over to Belfast and we'll try and get the public opinion. We'll find out what's going on. We will be the reporters for you.
Ladies,
and we won't mess around.
Post something on the Worldwide Go Green page, because there's almost 5,000 people on there. So go ahead and post something if you need to.
Yeah.
Right.
Brilliant.
If anybody's listening who's on Howard's event, you want to just put that on to the event while we're on the show, please put that on for us. Share that me and Joanne will go literally as soon as you've give us the word to go. That's fine.
Yeah.
Right, now, very quickly, I've got a link here that I'm just going to copy, because I really don't want to stop the chatting, obviously, because I want to get people through on the phone lines as well. But somebody's just sent me the link over about the Queen's dog trainer, and also about the fact that, I don't even want to read through it, but if everybody wants to have a look at it, it's obviously about the one where I think the dog has actually bitten somebody, and this is actually, I think, if I'm right in saying, is, I don't know, I can't remember what it is. Anyway, just everybody have a look. Somebody sent it for a reason. It must be something about
I have the
their
article
dog
here,
or whatever.
Sue. Someone just sent me the article about the Queen.
Right, okay.
Princess Anne's dog kills Queen Corgi. It was December 24th, 2003. It looks like CBS News World. A fatal fight has rocked Buckingham Palace with reports that Princess Anne's controversial bull terrier Dottie mauled to death one of the Queen's corgis. The Queen was said to be absolutely devastated over the loss of her dog, Pharos, which was bitten so badly it had to be put down, Britain's Sun tabloid reported. The attack took place at the royal family's Sandringham, I can't pronounce, I'm a bloody New Yorker or something, estate Monday. Pharos suffered injuries to his hind legs, one which was broken. Royal vets tried to treat the animal but could not save him. The Sun reported that Princess Anne was beside herself over the incident. Dolly had a troubled and violent past. She made headlines last April when she had bitten two children, aged 7 and 12, as they walked in Windsor Great Park near Windsor Castle. And it just goes on to say a couple other things. And this was back in 2003, December 24th.
Yeah, Alison has just put, for Sue, Princess Anne, the court also ordered her to keep the English Bull Terrier, known as Dottie, on a lead in public, to organise training for the animal, and to pay £148 court cost. Now tell
and this
me,
is a dog that's actually bitten. This is a proven aggressive dog.
Don't even, I can feel a rant. Carry on, Joe, you rant for me.
Can I just put in very quickly, I've just looked at the updates. You know what I'm like with these updates.
Fine, carry on.
City webcam, we have people at the gate. So please go and see the webcam. Tell everybody to get on there. But there's people at the gate protesting. It's fantastic.
Brilliant. So to everybody who is on that webcam at the moment, and if you are able to get a text to those people waving at the thing or whatever they're doing at that webcam, because I can't see at the moment, but if anybody's there, please just text them and say, ask Sue and Joe and Howard have said, well done, keep it going. If we could get there, we would be there with them. Literally stood right alongside them. So tell them very well done indeed. Fantastic. Oh dear, I think I need to breathe slightly. Let's get somebody else in on the line and let's see what they want to say. Now, hold a minute, I'm going to get confused with lines here. So, area code 508. Hi, how are you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Oh, okay, thank you. Who am I speaking to?
This is Kristen Springham.
Hi, Kristen.
How are you doing?
Hi. I'm all right.
Now, would you like to have Lennox rant?
Yeah, I was calling in regards to Lennox. There's a lot of he said, she said, different stories going on, and, I mean, I can't even talk right now. I'm actually breaking down right now, but this is just, I don't even know where to start, but he needs to be free. This is cruel punishment. He hasn't done anything wrong, and he needs to be let go, if not to that family, then to his forever home. And I know there's plenty of us out there that will take him.
Exactly. Well, the family has said time after time they if they can't have him back, they would love to have him rehomed. Victoria Stillwell, Jeff Coltonback, Cesar Milan, they have said that adamantly. They just want him to be out of there.
Absolutely. And they're all amazing. I just don't know why. Like when Cesar's trying to help, and I don't know, Tia Marie Torres deals with pit bulls, Shorty Pit Boss. I think they would be great too because I know she doesn't stop at anything when it comes to her dogs.
Absolutely. And this is the thing, there has been so many offers, so why the hell is it that they are now still not letting us have him? Why not? You know, it's okay saying we'll send him over to America or wherever else, but at the end of the day, let's do a reality check. This dog has actually done nothing wrong.
Exactly.
He's not a pit bull. He's done nothing wrong. He's been DNA proven. What bloody more do they actually want? Where on earth is it going to end? At the end of the day, I agree, yes, if we can save them, let's come tomorrow. But let's see a reality check. He shouldn't be going anywhere.
Right.
He should be going home.
Exactly, where he belongs, where he's loved.
Yeah,
exactly.
Amanda Yates in the chat room here has just put, my sister-in-law Pitbull was seized in the park, but she got it back at the 11th hour. It did no wrong, but got it passed as an American Bulldog. Lennox is not a Pitbull. So there's another one that's got out. Why aren't they letting Lennox go? What's going on? What are they trying to hide? And this is what everybody's asking.
Yeah, that's something. It's made it. If they would have let the family see him, if they would have seen definite pictures with the family or something to that effect. So that's that's the $1 million question that everyone's been asking. Now, someone did tell me, I think I did hear somewhere, that the laws over there in this case, not only with Lennox, and I'm pretty sure I read this, so I'm not 100%, someone can verify that they're not allowed visitors. I believe I did read that on the event page way back from someone who was very reputable. So nothing, after seeing this, nothing would surprise me. Nothing would absolutely surprise me anymore.
Right,
exactly.
Keep changing.
The other thing is, I actually read as well that they're saying that that the actual courts can override this, or that the Belfast City Council can just say now, that's it, and it made me laugh because one guy actually said it's exactly the same as if we smashed the hell out of somebody's windows and then they said actually we're not going to charge them anymore. It's as simple as that.
It's absolutely shocking. It's absolutely shocking. I'm still in shock now, and I know you are, Stu, and I know you are, Howard, that this hasn't been sorted. I spoke personally to the Belfast court this morning.
Really?
And they said it was out of their hands completely, and they could not do anything. You would have to talk to the Belfast City Council. I then spoke to the Belfast City Council personally, and they said, wait for it, it was out of their hands and I would have to speak to the court because it was their decision. So both of them were saying the same things about each other. Not one of them would agree with their decision or their choice. So I could not get a straight answer. They both blamed each other.
So it seems to me that from what you're saying, in my opinion, no one wants, they're passing the buck. No one wants to, no one wants, because they're going to say it's you and you're going to say it's me, and at the end, it's for Lennox and the family. So that's the bottom line.
And did you see, I'm sure a lot of the listeners now would have realised that Victoria Stilwell today posted that she was going on to Radio Ulster, and she said, let everybody know, blah, blah, blah. We let everybody know, and within seconds of her posting that detail, the radio interview was cancelled. When I spoke personally to the radio station, they said they had no knowledge of the interview. It was not with her. They said she'd never been on, and they completely denied it. So there's some sort of cover-up going on.
Absolutely. That's quite funny. I'm just reading in the chat that somebody... Hold on, the trouble is I'm getting so many messages on here that I can't actually move it up long enough to actually read. But I'm not telling anybody to stop. Keep putting the stuff on. The BCC has had articles... No, it's moved again. Hold a minute. The person who spoke about BCC had articles removed. Please can you just put it again because I can't see it now. Hold a minute. I'm just trying... just to say there is now 180 people on the chat. So please, 180 people, please keep sharing this show. Brilliant. We need to still get it passed round.
Sue, there was just a question asked, which is very relevant here. It's on my event page. Do we know if the family signed Lennox over when he was first seized? The answer is no. They did not sign him over.
Right, now that's interesting because I've actually read that a few times that he was actually signed over, so that is not true at all.
Well, I don't want to mention names, but the person answering the question, I think they're pretty reputable, so that will have to have verified. I'm just telling you what it said, and I had heard they did not sign it over, so I don't know. But you know something, it's here nor there. You don't go in, like we've said, so you don't go in and take a dog.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely not. Somebody's saying here on the chat, the BCC has had articles removed from the papers, and the papers have had to print apologies.
No, thank you. That's what I was looking for. Thank you, Joan.
Okay, I'm trying to catch up with everything.
Why on earth is the paper apologising for something that's not... They should have talked about it.
But you know what boggles my mind is that the more questions that are asked and the more confusion, it's more curious, more of these, it's a cover-up. That's why I don't understand. Why don't they just come out and clear the facts up? They're actually creating more problems for themselves. It's creating more for themselves.
Exactly.
Then people start thinking this and that and that and this. That's why it's just beyond me, and I'm of average intelligence. I just don't understand it. I just don't.
The other thing that I find very, very confusing is that the Belfast City Council can take the registration of this dog for 5 years. That family paid for 5 years to license their dog.
Correct.
Yet all of a sudden they can take the dog away and say he is actually a pit bull. I don't get it. Yeah. 5 years.
The license was actually posted yesterday in the vent room. I looked at it. So so as you know something, it's just, we can talk about this for 100 years. There's just something not right.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely. So to the caller, anyway, have you got anything else you'd like to add before we go on to the next one?
No, I just would like, something to be done, and obviously after something, to be posted, because with the stories going back and forth, no one knows. And again, I am for any breed, but because of what pit bulls look like and what they go through is just beyond me. I would take a bullet for one heartbeat, so I would like Lennox to be free. He's suffered and tortured enough, and it's not fair.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, listen, thank you ever so much for calling into the show. Please join the Ask Sue show group on Facebook after the show, okay?
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for what you're doing.
You're welcome.
Thanks very much for joining us. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I felt a bit guilty then. I don't think we let them have enough words in, but there's just so many rants we need to do. So we'll go to area code 856. Hi, welcome to the show.
Hi, is that me?
It's you. How are you doing?
Oh, my God, I'm so excited. Well, I just took a quick break so I could get some tears out of my voice and get a beer here. Thank you so much for doing this radio show.
One. We could all do with one of them.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
well,
send me one over. Send me one over there.
It's only Rolling Rock. It's not Samuel Smith or anything, but hey, it'll do. My name is Marcia, and I was part of the protest in New York City.
Well done, Marcia.
Bless your
heart.
Well
done, Marcia.
Yeah, thank you. Unfortunately, we got the news on the street. The protest started at 10, and we got the news at 11:30 that he was given, what's the word? Amnesty by the Queen, which was a lie.
Yeah.
And it was just we were hooping and hollering and crying, and it was so exciting. I had my first meal in weeks because I've been so anxiety-ridden about this whole crap, and it was a lie. So it was devastating when I came home after, many hours and walking and sweating, that this was in fact a lie, and it just really bollocksed us up. So my question is, me and a lot of other people all around the world signed petitions and called and this and that. I heard what you said about the passing the buck. At this point in time, is there anybody that can free him?
The Queen.
The Queen. Okay. All right.
There's actually two people. There's the Queen and there's Michelle O'Neill, who is the Agricultural Minister. And I'm not being funny, but we have emailed and emailed.
I know, we all
emailed
have.
And no answer.
We all have. And it's shocking. Is she a mother?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, a mother of children. She is a mother. That's for damn sure. I know these people must have black hearts, because anybody with a heart and compassion would not have done this to begin with or perpetuate this. But be it as it may, animal people and progressive people are very kind and compassionate. But I think weeks ago we should have gone to their main, I can't even think, greed and power. And it should be about, we'll never visit your land, we'll never buy your products.
Well, I want to say, Sue and I, now Sue, you will know this, we were ranting a few weeks ago and we said this needs to be tougher. We need to get a bit tougher, and we couldn't get tougher because we were getting shot down for being tougher about this.
Yeah.
I am not sorry, Joe, but absolutely. Joe, at the end of the day, me and you've spoken. Now, do you know what, Howard? I totally agree with what you're saying about respecting the family, right? But if you saw some of the messages that I've had of some of the people actually related to who are connected to the family, and I have been shot down out of the sky saying, you shouldn't say this, you shouldn't say that.
No, you should say this.
It's like
people.
That's right. You should say this because it's exactly when it's like our President Barack Obama. He's being sweet. If you want to get elected, you don't have to bash people, but you have to be tougher. You have to be tougher.
But the thing is, at the end of the day, all them people that inboxed me and gave me a slating over, right, you come on this bloody show and tell me that I was wrong. At the end of the day, they've had him for 2 years. Get a grip.
Well, I get posts about things. We didn't hear about this till just recently.
Exactly.
I mean, my God. Where's Oprah's friends with, who's she friends with? Duchess of York. Joan Rivers, I just gave her a Facebook. She's friends with Prince Charles. Where's Bono? I was trying to get a hold of President Clinton. He went over and he freed the people in Korea. Why in this country are animals nothing?
I know a few celebs, and I'm actually shocked, and I actually wrote it today on Twitter, and I said I'm surprised at the amount of celebrities that have ignored our request, even just to put the hand up. We had this thing today, and we just put our hand up in support for Lennox, and we wrote Save Lennox, and we didn't want anything from the celebrities apart from their hand up for support, to show support. That's all.
Everybody out here Facebooked and tweeted everybody. No news people came to the protest. No celebrities came to the protest. It was just ordinary folk.
Sorry, can I just say something? Me and Joe have been doing this today, so just let me say this. What was the quote we said, Joe, about pause?
Pause up in support of Lennox.
Right, pause up in support of Lennox. Right, just put your hand out, write on it, Save Lennox, and post it onto your Facebook, email it your friends and everything else. Put it onto celebrity links and everything, Twitter it, whatever you want to do, and get it passed everywhere. If you want to have a look on Ask Sue Davis, which is my Facebook. Have a look there. Also have a look at Joanne Hull, because Joanne's also been doing it. Get this passed out. It's something totally different. So when people see on Facebook, it's not a picture. Let's face it, we've had loads of Lennox pictures. They're getting to the point now, oh, it's another one. Let's do something different. So a hand, we just Save Lennox wrote on it. Pass it everywhere. I want the whole of Facebook to be covered by hands with Save Lennox everywhere.
Thank you.
Can
I just say one more thing, Sue? I know you have other people to talk to. But
yes, go ahead.
I saw on Facebook recently a person who supposedly came just again to protest or to try and make something is first Prime Minister Robinson. Have you heard
say
that?
That again, sorry.
Prime Minister Robinson.
Okay.
Stood up for Lennox recently, and I heard he did something again, and he's trying to make waves.
Yeah,
Have you heard that?
The name is Peter Robinson, and he's actually a minister in Northern Ireland, and he is standing up. I spoke to his secretary today, and she said basically the words were, there's not a lot he can do. It's Peter Robinson, and he's the leader of the Democratic Unionist Party in Northern Ireland.
It's shocking how nobody can get justice for this.
Yeah, he's trying, but she basically said there's no way he'll
And when this first big broke, because I'm coming into this late, and so are a lot of people in the United States. And when this first broke, I mean, they broke into these people's houses. They would not be able, they would be arrested if this happened in the United States.
That's true.
It wouldn't be allowed. That dog would be back in 20 hours, if that.
Yeah.
How dare they? They kidnapped their dog.
Yep.
Exactly.
One thing I did want to say, ladies, you talked about, a lot of famous people, and I will play devil's advocate. I'm not defending you. We don't know if they have made phone calls behind the scenes. We don't know.
But everything, by the same token, though, everything this community did was illegal and lies. And it's not about the dog. It's something deeper. And the reason they're not letting them see their dog, the dog, God forbid, might be gone already.
No. I think you misunderstood my point. Because you guys were saying about famous people not, trying to help.
I get that.
Yeah, my point was we don't know.
Oh, sure. I get that.
That was my point. We don't know. We don't know everything. And we don't know if...
That's true.
Okay.
That's true. But every single thing about this case is either a lie or a cover-up.
Oh, that's yes. But I'm saying as far as...
It's not about the dog.
No, correct. But as
far as... There's not... I found out... Now, tell me this is true, because you know more than I do. Did the family that has Lennox say something about the BCC? Is this how this whole started?
That I don't know.
Okay, well, I saw reports on Facebook that it's true.
Well, that could be a big rumor. That could be a very big rumor. We don't know.
It might be a rumor, but why else would a dog be taken who wasn't dangerous?
We don't know. Maybe, I wouldn't even, that one I'm not going to venture into at all. That one I will not touch with.
All I can answer to that is, it doesn't matter what they said. The actual thing of the matter is that dog did not do anything. He is not a pit bull, and there is no reason to.
And he was registered.
It doesn't matter what they
said. And he's a therapy dog.
Yes, exactly. So, sorry, we're going to have to go on to the next
caller. All right, my dear. Thank you so much.
But thank you very much for calling in to the show.
I hope there's a big protest. Are the news media going to be there? Are they covering this?
Very good question, but if me and Joe have anything to do with it, you're going to have the best reporters ever, because we'll be there.
And get it to the Queen.
Don't start me off.
Bless you.
Thank you very much for calling in.
There's a handful of supporters down at the webcam. If anybody wants to go on there, if you know someone who's down there, there's a dog there as well protesting. If you know somebody who is at the gates at the webcam, Belfast City Hall webcam, please text them and say, we're watching you, we support you, we're there with them. And we need more people. There's not enough people on that webcam. We need more people down there to support them. Please, if you know someone in Belfast City, please text them and say, just go and join them. You don't need anything, just go and join them. Put your paw up for support for Lennox.
absolute. Now, just got to read a couple of things. Now, these two people want to be left, I can't mention their names. So it says, please don't mention my name, but this came from the family earlier on. We're going through a zillion points of law and options with Victoria Stilwell and Anthony and contacting everyone in authority. Again, how true that is, whatever, I'm just reading what's been inboxed me on the chat, so thank you very much to that. And somebody else has just put, some people in Belfast are afraid of authorities. Authorities here can get you kneecapped if you stand up against them.
And that sort of rings true, because when I spoke to, I won't say who it was, I spoke to someone in the Belfast City Council today, and she was very nice, and she said, and I said, so as a woman to woman, what are your thoughts on the Lennox story? And she turned around and said, are you recording this? And I said, no, of course I'm not. And she said, will you actually quote me? And I said, no, of course I won't. Whoops, I lied. And she basically said that in her opinion, I'm sorry, whoops. In her opinion, that she did not agree with what was happening, and she hoped and prayed that he would be safe, and she fully supported what we were doing. So I think there is a fear element out there. I think these people are fearful of their jobs, are fearful of their, bosses, etc., and the people up at, in the Belfast City Council. I think there is a fear factor going on.
Wow. Well, something that, from what you're saying now, I'm not being sarcastic, this whole thing now has really taken on a life of its own. This is beyond, this is really, this has become very complicated now.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Definitely. Very quickly, sorry, Howard, I'm just having a look at Belfast City webcam. We need more people at them gates. So anybody who's in Belfast tonight, please go to the gates and go and support. As Joe's just said, you don't need to take anything, just yourselves. So please go along and join in. Now, I need to go on to the next caller. Now, I think I've got a UK number, but I would like to quote myself. Let's just see. Hold on a minute. Everything's gone slow. So, hi, welcome to the show. It's an 013 code from the UK. Can you hear me?
01322, that's me, Sue.
It is. Hi, how are you doing?
Yeah, Prue Halliwell. I just would like to put one thing clear about how the whole thing allegedly started, was that the dog license had not been renewed, and that's allegedly why the dog persons came to the house. Right, so the dog license hadn't been renewed, but that's not a reason to, apparently they turned up there to renew the dog license and they started screaming, oh look, it's a pit bull, it's a pit bull. All very theatrical. I don't know what has been going on. I have to, in all honesty, I've had my personal differences with Peter Robinson and with his wife and the daughter, who is the one who answered the phone to the person today because she works in the office. It's not his secretary, it's his daughter.
Okay.
I do have to say, in all fairness, that he has appealed to his lesser person, Gareth Robinson, in the Belfast City Council, who is the mayor and who is within their party, the lesser person. He is Peter's his boss. And, he's not doing what he's told. They're not. I don't know what the hell is going on there. There appears to be something. They're going to do something to this dog leading up to the marching season. And I think that is in order to cause absolute chaos.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yes, I think so, because it's 11th of July tomorrow. And if you know anything about where the Barneses are from and the type of people they're from, this is just going to cause absolute blue murder. And I think it's designed to. I think it's totally designed to, and I think that's why the First Minister has tried to intervene, to be honest.
I agree with you. I said on the first show with Sue that I went on, or the second, do they not realize...
Do you know about their politics?
Yeah, I don't know the politics there, but do they not realize the world is... No,
I'm telling you, tomorrow is a very important day for the Loyalist community there.
Mm-hmm.
So to execute their dog,
I mean, people all over the world are
inviting them. It's being done strategically. It's strategic.
Yeah,
I agree.
There's something
and I'm
more going on
English,
in
and I live in England, and I have nothing to do with any of this, but I know about the politics, and I can see what's going on, and I know when I've tried to intervene online what's been said to me, and I have shot fire back, and I have shot vitriol back, and I cannot deny that, but I'm not going to sit there and take shit from anybody. You know, I'm not. And my main concern is the dog.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
My main concern is the dog. Because, you know, 25 years ago, myself, I would have gone in as a group to take the dog. And that has been done before, and successfully done. And now, I'm a little older, it would be other people doing it. But, you know, it's not been done. I'm very surprised.
Does anyone know actually where the dog is?
Oh, I was about to say something there that I better not say.
Okay.
Oh, please do.
Oh no,
this
show is.
I want the police at my door right now?
This show is not about holding back tonight because it is beyond holding back.
But do you think we're not listened to? Do I want them at my door? The Metropolitan Police? Do I want them at my door to silence? No. It would be easily I did send you a message privately about how it would be findable where the dog is. It wouldn't be hard. I sent to Sue. Right? So yes, there are persons who may know, and it would not be hard to do. And there are old diehards on Facebook saying, let's take the dog. When you try to reply, your messages are stopped. I don't know what's going on here. I think it's power. It's power, and if they do away with this dog at this particular date, I think there'll be carnage. I think there will. I think that's where Peter Robinson is intervening. Because, you know, tomorrow's the 11th of July. Next day's the 12th of July. There'll be where the Barneses live. There's actually
can I just say something?
There's actually a garden for the loyalist paramilitaries, you know, for the dead ones. So Peter Robinson is formally from Ulster Resistance, which was an outlaw. Well, I mean, he was a paramilitary years ago, and I think he knows what will happen. He knows, and he's intervening. And in all fairness to him, I do commend him. I've had rows with his daughter, with him, and years ago with his wife, and I do commend him for this attempt to intervene, but I think he should pull rank, because Gareth Robinson, the mayor, is his underthing, you know, and I think he should pull rank.
Yeah.
There's going to be global protest. There was a big protest in Manhattan.
Oh, they don't care global, but they can have actually riots in their streets over this.
Which is not going to be pretty.
Can.
No,
if they do it tomorrow, they can have big problem, I think. Yes.
Well, put it this way: if me and Joanne can get to Belfast, we are going to be there tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I think it would have been better to
get
people from the south to just come over the border and taken the dog quietly, and would they have even told the dog's gone? I mean, how would the authorities have explained that some people have gotten in their kennel and taken the dog? It should have been done a long time ago. You know, it should have.
Absolutely. Well, listen, just first of all, I have got 201 people on the chat, right?
All right.
I can honestly say 100 of them at least, I can't even count because I've got that many people whizzing through this, and they are all saying to me, if you know where he is...
Well, we can't do it online, you know, we can't all say, right, well,
listen to me.
Let's go and snatch the dog, they'll be watching for us.
Okay, listen to me, and I don't care saying this online. You inbox me after the show or during the show. I will not mention it on the radio, but me and you will talk after the show, okay?
I already sent you a private message about this, Sue, a couple of days ago.
Well,
I sent you a
to be
private
honest,
message saying, how and why I thought this could be happening. I sent you a private message about how to do this. But I could not do this. I'm 48 years old. I've got rheumatoid arthritis. I wouldn't be any use. I would be, in fact, an impediment among people.
Okay, would you be able to send it to me?
I would be in
I'm just going through my inboxes. I have had so many inbox messages, and unfortunately my phone has been messing it up.
I have
so what's happened is I've
messaged diehards who've been in jail for doing this sort of stuff, and I'm not getting messages back.
Okay, send a message
because my mine watched.
Joe,
because
listen,
the BCC went to court with me. They took me. They launched stupid stuff about me in their country where I'm not, and they came to London and they told the High Court judges I had something to do with the Lennox case. You do know this, don't you?
Well, the thing is, at the end of the day, I am not going to comment on this.
Because they know that I'm a prime person who will go to spring the dog. They know what we're doing. So I can't do
I'm just reading. At the end of the day, I can't comment on this because, as you know, this is the radio, and the thing is, I need to make sure that this is done properly. What I'm going to say to you is, I will, if you inbox me on Facebook...
if it was going to be done, I would have made sure it was done properly if I could have found the proper people to be doing it.
Well, let's just say, my thought in thinking is, never mind all this, we'll send a couple of people in. My thought is, I would quite happily get thousands there. And what are they going to do, arrest thousands of us?
Who is?
I agree. I think if we knew where he was, we could actually get everybody. Everybody would go there.
We do know where he is?
Well, then please inbox Sue and let her know.
Prudence, please, even if you want to put your phone number on, or if I will send you my email address, I will send you my phone number. You can ring on a withheld number, that's fine. Or if you want to put your number, I will call you after the show.
I'll put my number.
Okay.
You call me because I want to talk to you about this. You want me to
okay, that's fine. I'll talk to you after the show. Okay, then. Thanks very much for calling in.
Take care.
Yeah, if you just message me after the show, I'll get them a number off you there, okay? Right, okay.
I think she's gone.
Interesting.
Yes, she has. Oh, my goodness. That's just blown my mind, to say the least. I mean, the trouble is I've had so many inbox messages and everything else. But let me just say to everybody who's just on chat, shouting to me, right, listen, at the end of the day, it's got to be done properly, and at the end of the day, I will talk to her after the show. But at the end of the day, I am quite willing, and I don't care if I'm shot down out of the sky for saying this, at the end of the day, if there is a way that I can get 1,000 people to go and get him, I'm going to be quite blunt, yes, I would. But at the end of the day, I've also got to make sure that this, as I'm like a mum to everybody, let's be realistic for this. They are not just going to let anybody into that place, wherever he is.
No, can I just say something? People are posting a kennel's address on the chat room. Be very careful, everybody. Please don't go and storm these kennels.
Definitely
Unless
not.
we're 100% sure the dog is there, please don't post addresses on the Facebook chat room or on the radio chat room.
Right, let's just be the other thing of this. These people that are putting the addresses on, you've got exactly 3 seconds to leave them addresses off, or get yourself off the chat because I will kick you off. At the end of the day, let's be realistic about this. Lennox is in them kennels, and if people are going to that, it is ridiculous, right? Absolutely no. This is about Lennox at the end of the day. We are not doing this. So everybody who's ever's putting these addresses on, get them deleted off now. This is not right. This is just absolutely ridiculous, okay? Yeah. Do not do any more like that because this is exactly what we do not want. Belfast City Council will knock us straight down and say, look at what we're doing, and we will get absolutely nowhere. No Queen, nobody is going to back us up if we start doing stuff like this. Now, at the end of the day, we either do something properly or we do not do it at all. The last thing I need to see is on the news tomorrow, things like this. So at the end of the day, if anybody else puts one more address on here, I will kick them straight off. I won't even think about it. So if anybody wants to start
and also
that's
if you
fine.
do that, everybody, sorry Sue, if they do that and it's the wrong address, which is likely it is, you've got to understand, if you love animals, there's going to be other dogs in that place, there's going to be other animals there, and the stress and the stress this would cause those animals, seeing a bunch of people or even hundreds of people trying to raid the place, trying to look for this one dog. You cannot
and not
do
just that. These innocent kennels could be the ones that are actually passing on these links around Facebook at this moment. Do you actually think that they need that?
That could create a lot of problems, yeah. People got to be careful, guys. Be careful.
So everybody, whoever has just put these dresses on, get them off now, because if anybody else puts any more on, I will delete them straight off. I don't care if you're the biggest supporter on Facebook, I will kick you straight off, because at the end of the day, this show is not about this. This is about getting him out of the kennel. Okay? So at the end of the day, whatever she's just said, we are not all about that. Okay? So don't even think about it. At the end of the day, I want to share this show round, and there is no way we are putting this over across like that, because that is not what we want. Yeah, so anybody who thinks that we're going to charge in and do, we are not. At the end of the day, I want to do this properly. If I was going to start somewhere where we're going to do something like that, at the end of the day, I would call the police and tell them that we have got 1,000 people going there, because then I would want them to arrest all 1,000 of us. There is no way that I would just charge to a kennels to go and get him back, because let's be realistic, that's no damn good at all. We don't even know exactly where he is. So definitely not. So let's just stop right now. And anybody else who feels one more address like that, I will definitely take them straight off. Patricia Butler, at the end of the day, you can send an email to, you can by all means contact Prudence, but that sort of nonsense is not going to be. Anybody else who puts their email address on here, I will delete you straight off. This is not what it's all about. Anybody else who puts their email address on here is going straight off. I'll tell you that for nothing. I'm really angry now, because that's not how we want it. Absolutely forget it, because at the end of the day, I'm going to be deleting everybody off who's put that email address. So, Joe, if you just want to carry on with that, because I'm just going to...
I just think everybody needs to calm down a little bit. Yes, we are really, really angry. Sue, have a drink. I think... You know, it has to be done properly. You cannot just go and try and find this dog. If we do this wrong, this dog will definitely 100% be put to sleep in the morning.
Correct.
If this goes wrong, we've had it.
And
we have to be very, very careful.
And what kind of statement is it saying? You know, we're saying that Lennox hasn't been treated properly, then you're going to go ahead and do something that's not, morally right. You
Absolutely.
have to, as much as angry as we are and as frustrated as we are and as sad as we are, you can't, you got to rise above it. That's the way my mother brought me up. Even if you don't agree, you got to be above board on it.
Yeah, and also today, I mean, we've seen it happen today. This afternoon, when I was watching what was going on, we had the council in. They didn't realise how big this would get. I don't think they even realised how big it would get. And this afternoon, they had their PR people panicking, and they got them out there, and they were saying how Lennox, and they were getting it out in the news, how Lennox was aggressive and how unpredictable he was. And they were literally saying that people were giving death threats, and and the problem is with this, those people that haven't heard about Lennox and this story will read that and believe that we're the bad ones, and we are causing all the trouble, and this dog is dangerous and it is aggressive. So we have to prove to the world that this is not the case. And by doing stuff that everybody's saying, this is not going to go down well, and we're just feeding into the BCC's hands.
Correct.
The PR people are ready for us, and now they're losing at the moment, but, it just takes one thing, and we've lost it. We've lost the case.
I have to say every show I've been on with Sue, and I think this is my 5th show, she has always been adamant about using the word peaceful. She has always said it. Peaceful get-togethers, peaceful, because that, once you get out of that range, then it incites stuff, and I do commend Sue for that, because, we're all angry, sure we are, but, something, you don't go ahead, and I commend Sue for using that word peaceful, and she always has.
Do you know what, it's only tonight that I have actually said the demonstration and protest because I'm angry. I have said the whole long, at the end of the day, I am worried, even already worried about the fact of what will happen if they actually murder him. I think about those innocent people that at the end of the day are going to go on them streets, and let's face it, you're going to have idiots that say, oh, let's do this, that, and the other, and what on earth's going to happen then? Do you know what I mean? It's the last thing I want, and I would just like to tell everybody, anybody who's getting in touch with this person that's just spoken on thing, I'm not even going to repeat her name, right, but at the end of the day, people are trying to message her. Well, let me just say, I have just deleted her straight out of Facebook, out of the chat. Not because at the end of the day, she's probably working very hard for Lennox, but there is no way I want that passed all over. So if anybody's is putting links on for this lady to get in touch with them, she's not on the chat because I just kicked her off. Because at the end of the day, like Mary Pollard's just put, violence and negativity is not, sorry, I've read that wrong, she's put something else, but violence and negativity on this is just not what we want at all, okay? So I am very quickly going to go to the phone lines because I can feel that I'm going to lose my head. Honestly. Right, area code, oh no, hold on a minute, the button's not working now. Area code, where are we? 765.
Me.
Are you there? Hi, how are you doing?
Yes, I'm here. Hello?
How are you doing? You okay?
Yes, I'm doing just fine. My name is Mr. Sloan, and I am in the United States in Indiana.
Hey, Mr. Sloan, how you
I
doing?
was just calling in to let you guys know and voice my opinion that this is just hideous, and I can't believe that the human race has come down to this. It kills me.
Yep.
It just kills me. And I also had a question. Do they have any resources whatsoever in order, because I've been watching the video camera on the Belfast City Council, and there's just not very many people down there. Don't the people in Belfast see all this too?
I think they're scared.
Absolutely. Do you know what? I must admit, I was thinking that myself. I'm actually looking at the thing, and I think I can see 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I would say there's less than 20 at Belfast City Hall on with the webcam.
Huh.
Yeah, there's less now than there even was like 10 minutes ago. So
at the end of the day, anybody who's in Belfast listening to this show, you need to go to the gates because the world is watching the webcam. If you're not at the
by
gates,
all means.
they're not going to see you.
There's
by
got to
all
be more
means,
than 20.
and I do agree that it needs to be peaceful, and you can't lose your head about this because losing our heads is going to do nothing but make it worse for him.
That's right. That's right. Then you're stooping to their level.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm just as angry as everybody else is, and I would love to be in Belfast right now to let them know how angry I am. But on the same token, I understand that we need to keep this calm, and you just can't go doing violent things like that. It just doesn't make our situation look any better at all.
Correct. I agree with you.
Absolutely right.
I agree with you.
But that's pretty much all I wanted to say, and I appreciate what you guys are doing on the radio. It's great. I mean, you guys are one of the few organizations that I've seen do anything whatsoever. I mean, I know a couple of the news stations posted short stories on it, but that was about it. I mean, you could just tell that it was the only reason they posted it was because so many people were bothering them. You know, but
exactly.
I'm glad you guys think that it's important enough, though, to go through with it.
Definitely important. Definitely. Thank you very much for calling into the show. I really appreciate that.
We're not going to give up.
No.
Okay, thank you very much, and neither are we.
That's right.
Okay, thank you very much for calling into the show.
Thank you. Have a good night.
And you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
The Blue Army will not give up. We march on, Sue. That Blue Army is marching on.
Do you know what? After tonight's show, it just makes me even more determined. So
That's
anybody
right.
who stopped posting these links or anything else, do not keep going. Okay, we are literally could be down to hours. So every single link is every single bit more important.
That's right.
Okay?
Yeah, and
please,
has anybody, because obviously we're on the radio now, has anybody seen any, in the UK, any news that's come on the TV about this tonight? Did Channel 4 do anything on the TV? We know that they've put stuff on the website. We were campaigning for that all day and it's worked. We know that Radio 2, when I came in tonight, actually had it live on their news programme about Lennox, which was fantastic. But has it been on TV? Has any news stations actually played on TV? If anybody knows this, could you please let us know?
Yeah, you know, I have to tell you, a friend of mine was at the protest in New York, and I grew up in New York. He said it was unbelievable. He said it was unprecedented. It was just unbelievable. You know, New Yorkers always come through, but we just need, as Sue said, worldwide, peaceful, whatever you want to call them, Sue.
I don't know about anybody else, but my head is blown. We have got 211 people on this chat room. I want to thank every single one of you for every single message you put on chat. At the end of the day, I need you to post this everywhere, and I want everybody to know that Ask Sue show has literally put this on because we want peaceful, and I don't want protest, I don't want demonstration, a Lennox get-together. I'm going back to this Lennox get-together because I do not need to see blood on each other. I need blood on their hands. Right?
What I can't understand, sorry Sue, what I can't understand, everybody's just commenting on what I was saying.
Joe, just stop a minute. I do not mean that they want blood in their hands. I didn't mean it like that. I mean in the sense of we do not need to be having fighting in between each other. So, sorry, Joe, carry on.
No, sorry. What I was going to say was everybody's just commenting on my request a few minutes ago about has anybody seen anything on the news. I'm really confused about this. I have to say there's over, and I counted this, there's over 800,000 followers to this case, and there's probably more now. We have over 200, I can't even say it, let's just say over 200,000 on the official petition.
Wow.
There are people posted on every single news website, yet we have nothing on TV. What is this? Is this a cover-up? There's something going on here. If this was anything else, it would be on every single news station. I cannot understand why this has not been played on TV. I don't understand it, and I'm getting more and more confused, and I want answers. I am angry, but, you know, obviously I am a peaceful person, but I'm angry about this. What's going on? I don't get it. Is anybody else thinking that way? There's something going on here.
How much outcry does there have to be? How much more outcry does there? It's worldwide. I mean, it's I agree with you. How much, you know, what does the media need to cover it?
But if it was anything else, Howard, even with like I don't know, 100,000 people in the UK covering a story, they would have it on the news. We're not talking. We're talking massive amounts. What's going on? There's something odd.
Well, there's something.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's something not right. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Something's definitely not right.
Definitely. Now, I've just seen a message that's just gone flying off my thing. There's so many messages on here. It's just crazy. I need to apologise to everybody that's literally. Jan, I think it is just mentioned on here. What was I wanting to organise in Belfast? Right. What I want to organise in Belfast is I would like to get not a protest, not a demonstration, a Lennox get-together at those gates. Myself and Joe are quite happy tonight to go over to Belfast. If anybody wants to organise transport for myself and Joe. Joe, whereabouts are you?
I'm in Warwickshire, so I can get to East Midlands Airport.
Okay. So if anybody can help with that, at a push, we can both get to Birmingham Airport or whatever. Anybody that wants to help us to sort this, we need to get over ASAP because we need to have a voice over there, okay? So everybody, if anybody can think of anything we can help by all means, please keep sharing and share the show as well. So if anybody can actually help us to get over there, we can then be a voice, and let's face it, mine and hers voice will be pretty damn loud.
And also, can I say, somebody's just posted, just an update very quickly, somebody's just posted that the BBC are going to do something on the morning show. Now, my fear with this, the reason why they're so quiet is they're waiting until the deed has been done, and then they will all kick in.
Oh, lovely.
Why is this? Why are they not doing it beforehand?
That's a little too late because then, you know, unfortunately, the media likes to... The media loves the negative, you know. They love a sad story, you know. They'll be, you know, that's the way the media is a lot of the times.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, they think that'll. Unfortunately, and I hate saying this, but unfortunately, they think that'll create more interest.
Yeah, and the other thing that's a little bit. I mean, I'm sounding like you know, there's massive cover-up, but I really do believe there's something going on because. Now, as people know, I do a lot of TV myself. I'm on different shows. I've done the right stuff. I did the right stuff for over a year. Every 4 to 5 weeks, I was on that show. Love the show. Now, they did, a couple of weeks ago, they did a program and they had a discussion about this exact thing we're talking about with Lennox, and I missed it. and when I went on to try and have a look at it, they've deleted it. It comes up, you cannot view this in your country. Well, I'm sorry, the Right Stuff, but I am in this country and so are you, and I'm just wondering, well, why has that been stopped? Why can we not view this? There's something going on.
Definitely.
Yeah, I want to ask
somebody
you guys
is actually warning these people off somewhere for them not to, for everybody to suddenly stop talking all the time. 1 minute their mouth's open and straight away, like as if they put tape over their mouths, they straight away shut up again. Why?
Yeah, you know, have you guys ever seen anything like this before? I've never. I mean, it's you know, it's
no.
You know, I mean, it's almost like a spy novel. I mean, I'm not being, you know, I'm being. I mean, this is almost like a spy novel.
Yep.
I've never seen anything like this before. Heard anything like this.
Exactly. Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's just unbelievable.
Unfortunately, I cannot believe we are down to minutes already from our show. If I could extend the show for about another 6 hours, trust me, I absolutely would, but we're down to 10 minutes. So I very quickly want to go to a couple more callers because I know there's a few more that are waiting on the line, so I want to try not to miss anybody out if I can. Area code 845, are you there?
Yes, I am. I'm from the United
States.
Doing? Okay,
hi.
So, hi.
Hi.
Hi. Are you sure that Lennox is still alive? Is that maybe the problem here, that the family can't even have him back after he's gone? That they won't even show, bring him to see the family? I don't understand this big cover-up. It seems to me that maybe he has already been put down. Since the court decision has come down, they may have just gone ahead with it, and they're just going to come out and sell his tomorrow or the next day. It just seems so weird, this whole situation. This poor dog and this poor family, what they've been going through, is horrible. This is inhumane to do this to anyone, and especially to that poor animal. We have really become the lowest form of creatures on this planet. Really. It is a shame. But I really do feel that something else, they're covering up something else. Either the deed was done already. I mean, this dog looks like he had the word bully shaved on his back. If you look up the close-up shots of the dog, whoever has him, and that's the only pictures, recent pictures of the dog. So who knows what they've done to this dog? It's really a shame.
Legally, I don't think they would be allowed to put him to sleep until every legal aspect has been, and it's tonight at 12 o'clock that finishes.
Correct.
Legally, they cannot do it, and they would have to have a legal team with them when it's not like we can just nip the dog to the vets and get it put to sleep. This is a major thing. They have to have a legal team with them when this dog is put to sleep, and it all has to be recorded.
A lot of people here in the United States that are 100% behind this whole thing, and that'll follow it through, even if Lennox does lose, is murdered tonight, and it's a murder. That's exactly what it is. It is a murder. And there are dogs that are tiny, that go after people and get bit. And
look at the Chihuahuas. I'm afraid of Chihuahuas.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So, I mean, really, there are some dogs that, it's the owner. And these people, this dog did nothing wrong. But because of his looks and because of it's a shame, and this is what we have here in the United States too. It's not just overseas; it's all over the world.
Correct.
It's people on how they look,
I'm going to have to
animals on how they look. It was wonderful talking to you, and I hope this all goes well.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Sue, somebody just mentioned very quickly, can anybody get a coach? Get a coach. We'll all go over and stand at those gates. If somebody knows anybody with a coach that they can get together and pick us all up en route, we'll go tonight.
The only trouble is with that, Joe, it will take us God knows how long on the ferry. By the time we've got on the ferry and got across there, it may be too bloody late.
Sue and Joe, I did want to say one thing. I know for a fact that the family and everyone close to the family, I want to reiterate this, does believe that Lennox is alive 100%.
Yeah, he is.
Absolutely. I agree that too.
And I have personally spoken to people that are close to the family, and they absolutely believe he's alive. Back to what you said about the legal issues, I have heard that. So I do believe in my heart as angry as I am, I do believe Lennox is alive at this moment.
Me too. Me too.
And me.
Right. I've definitely just got to go. I've got 2 more callers that are waiting online, so I want to get to them. Right. Area code 860. Hi, how are you doing?
Hi. Thank you for taking my call.
Okay. Sorry, it's just going to have to be a very quick call because I've got 1 more call to need to as well. So go on, sorry.
Okay. My name's Laura. I'm from the United States. I rescue pit bulls as well as own 3 of my own, and mine are like children to me. This is atrocious. They are coming in and taking people's children out of their home. This is almost like, coming in and taking one of your children because it's a certain color.
Yep.
I mean, we're in the 20th century. You know, this is no different than back in the slave days. You cannot just walk in someone's house because they're a certain color or because they are a certain breed and just take an animal out. I know my dogs are like my children. And I've also been on the other spectrum where I've been bit and ended up in ICU from a pit bull. But I still rescue them because I know in my heart not all of them are bad, just like not all people are bad.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Sorry, I've got to go to the next call. I feel terrible cutting you short, but we've got to go to the next caller, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thanks very much for calling in. I'm really sorry to everybody that I feel like I'm trying to rush through because we've had callers waiting and I just don't want to let everybody down. I need all of their voices to be heard. So, area code 802, how are you doing? Area code 802, are you there?
Oh, hi, I'm just here as support. I'm just listening in.
Okay, thank you very much for listening and thank you for holding, okay? Oh, dear me, you rush around and that poor woman cut short and everything else. Right, a very quick mention here, right. 225 people in the studio, start again, in the chat. Thank you very much, okay? I absolutely appreciate every single thing. Now, I'm actually being asked at the moment, you two, you're going to love this, I'm actually being asked if I will continue the show.
Yes, yes, yes.
Right. Now, listen, I can actually do that, but I would have to reset up a new show that would start at 12 o'clock, as in midnight, and it will go till 2 o'clock. So,
they're all saying yes, Sue. Oh, no. Should we go on public vote?
I'm not being funny.
So maybe I just better fly over there and just sleep over for a couple of weeks, so I'll just be on all your shows.
If anybody can't see the chat at the moment,
it's just going mad with yeses.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
but
God,
Sue,
I think I'm just having 224 yeses.
Yeah, it does look that way, doesn't it?
I did want to say
the very least. Right, I'll do you the deal. Everybody who is saying yes, if you add everybody shares the show, and everybody goes and joins up to the Ask Sue show on Facebook, I will do another show at 12:05. Okay? So everybody go and join the Ask Sue show on Facebook. And also, and if somebody will just put the link onto Ask Sue show for me, because I'm talking at the moment, onto Facebook. Yes, okay, stop with the yeses. You can share Lennox links, not yeses to my thing. Stop. Listen.
And also contact
yes.
Richard Branson. Get us a free flight over there. That's what we need.
Press.
If anybody knows Richard Branson, please get in touch. Right, listen, we're down literally to 2 minutes. So, firstly, everybody who's ringing in on the chat, I can't answer you at the moment, okay, because ringing in, I can't answer you because we've got 2 minutes left. Joe and Howard, are you free after 12 o'clock?
Well, what time is that my time? I don't think so. I think that's the middle of the night. Right now it's about 3 o'clock here for me. It's 3 in the afternoon, so I think I'll be asleep.
Howard?
No,
it's half an hour.
No, it's middle of the night here.
Oh. What time?
It's the middle of the night here. It's 11:30 at night. We're talking about 12 o'clock midnight here.
Oh, so that would be what my time. My brain is fried right now. I can't think. I know I have to work tomorrow, so that's for sure.
Right. In 45 minutes, I will start up a new show. So at 12:15, I need everybody to join the Ask Sue show so we can on the Facebook so we can share the links. And I also need everybody to share the next link, which I will put on in about 5 minutes. Okay, so if everybody wants to just give me 10 minutes to put a new link on, that would be brilliant.
Sue,
okay?
I did want to say something from the bottom of my heart that I have so much respect for you and admire you, and you are truly one of my heroes.
Oh, don't, because you'll start me off.
Well,
yes,
I'm going to start you off
Howard.
then. I'm going to start you off. I have the utmost respect for you. You have become a friend of mine, and I love you very much. And I want to thank you for giving the world the opportunity to voice their opinion. And, you know, you really have gone out there, and I just, from the bottom of my heart, I really give you a lot of credit.
Howard, thank you very much. I love you very much, too. Thank you very much, Joe.
Take care, Joe.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Thank
Three
you.
quarters of an hour. I've got to go because it's got 40 seconds. Everybody join Ask Sue Show on Facebook, and we'll be back in 3/4 of an hour.